Hi.
Hi, Briana. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm really
Mm,
excited to connect with you.
I'm so
Uh,
excited too.
so my question is, I really want to like get a better grasp on managing my time and focusing my passions with clarity for like building my business forward for wealth for myself and my daughter. I'm one of those like multi-passionate entrepreneurs. So I've had a kids yoga business where I teach mindfulness and yoga to kids. It kind of went away a little bit with the pandemic, but it's coming back. I've done life coaching, wellness coaching. I'm actually getting my master's right now in consciousness studies.
Mm,
And there's like a ministerial certificate with that. And I just took a severance package from a 40-hour a week job. And so kind of diving back into what I want to do, I want to build a membership site or an online course for my teacher training for kids. But I want to do like a million things. And I live very much in my feminine, non-structured place. And I want to just do all the things I love to do. Um, but I also want to have real clarity about being intentional about my time moving forward. And, I tend to like, oh, this sounds great. And I'll invest a lot of time into it. And then I really should be over here, if that makes sense. So,
yeah. Yeah, this is the other side of the flow, right? It's like, well, if we don't have any structure, the flow goes bloop all over and
yeah,
we can just become like an exploding flooding river because we don't have
yeah.
good banks, right? So it really feels like creating some of that structure, the river banks to hold the flow in so that it can powerfully go in one direction, at
Mhm.
least to start. So one of the things I think is so helpful is to say you can do everything. Like all of the things you love, you can do. That nothing has to be like I can't do that. It's just everything can't be done at one time.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, okay, so how do we choose the first thing, right? What is the first thing that really has your heart? And so when I make decisions like this, I really sit with myself and come into my heart and I ask, like, what is the best use of this human right now? What it like, if I'm in service to the divine, like, I am yours, like fully, completely, whole life turned over, surrendered, without any ego, without any needs in that way. How can I best be used? Because I really believe that when we are at our highest potential usage by the universe, everything else flows. So the finances will flow to support you and your daughter, the ease will flow, the things will move in that direction. But it
Mhm.
has to be that we do it and then listen. And that's the second part that can be kind of hard. Like, yeah, but that also looks like fun. And that looks like fun. And that looks like fun. Because there's so many beautiful ways to live life and so
Mhm.
many beautiful ways to use life force, right? We see it even in this group of, wow, there's so many beautiful ways to use life force. But there's something that's specific for you. And it's about really being willing. It's like a devotional practice to say, I'm willing to actually be devoted to this fully
Mhm.
so that it can have legs to move, so that the river can flow strongly in that direction. And then that might mean that like another river comes and flows eventually, another two, and then gets stronger and stronger. But to start just choosing. And so when you come into your heart and you really listen, is there one thing that you're like, oh, this one really, there's so many beautiful things, and this one really has my heart?
Yeah, I think as you were sharing that, I got really clear. It is my work with children, my yoga and mindfulness with children, and I think I guess maybe a second question. Part of it is I was most passionate and in love when I was doing that, and I have missed that for the last 2 years. But I've evolved, and that I want to continue to do that. But I know it's going to look very different. So I guess that's part of it, being open to how is it going to look now, because I don't want to recreate what I had with them. Um, and so yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. So I think what I hear you saying is just kind of keep going deeper into listening. And I think journaling would be helpful to allow myself to be guided. And also what I heard earlier too is bringing in my passion into that, because creating a membership site or an online course is not the same as working with the children. So bringing that energy to that, but I still want to work with with physical live children too. I mean, there's just, but not in the way that I used to, because I was getting very burnt out and exhausted of children. Have a lot of energy, and I finding that moderation, I guess. Is that making
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I would just say that what if we just said, okay, the past is the past and it gave you so many skills and now you have all these tools, and imagine it like, oh, these are tools that I have rather than a structure I have to keep fulfilling.
Hmm.
Right? It's like, oh, I have tools of working with them in person. I have the tools of how to do it. I also have the tool of knowledge that some parts of that burned me out. So it's actually all exactly what I need right now to build what I'm going to build moving forward. And that you can really be clear about everything you want. So I hear you saying, I want to have a membership or a program, but I also want to be with like real life little humans and to be able to interact with them because I feel passionate about that and I don't want it to look like that. Okay, so then what do you want it to look like? And allowing yourself to dream the dream, right, of everything that you want and how you want it to look without having to fit it into a mold of what you've seen done before or even what
Hmm.
you've done before. Because this is one of the greatest opportunities that we have as entrepreneurs is to create new things. It's
Yeah.
like, yes, you could do it like this, you could do it like that. There's so many, get on Facebook for 2 seconds and somebody will definitely tell you how to do it for only $9.99, right? You're like, right, there's so many great structures available and you can pull from pieces of them that work that you like, and then also create what works for you from those pieces. Right? You can be like a collage artist of what works for you in your business to move forward. But I really want to just say this, that even when you were talking, and I was like, what are you most passionate about? I was like, I already know it's children and yoga and mindfulness. Like it so comes through you, right? And that you can really, I feel your heart in it. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And that to me, I'm like, take my child and teach this to them, right? It's like, I know that when you bring that piece forward, I'm a yes, right? And that's what, it doesn't almost matter the structure. The structure gets to be for you, how you want it. And the passion is what they will want to come toward because it's such a beautiful offering to be creating in the world.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. As you were sharing that, I just felt you really seeing and hearing me. And the tears are arising like, yes, this is why I'm here. And I don't know, maybe I just needed a little permission to really just keep going for it, just keep reinventing myself and sharing it in the way, because I'm grateful that I have discovered my passion on such a deep level. And yeah, I'm gonna dream on it. I haven't dreamed for 2 years. The pandemic and this other job has just kind of stifled that. And so thank you for helping me reinvigorate that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm so excited to see what you create.
Yes.
I just know it's going to be so beautiful. And I hope that I get to hear about it soon so that I can enroll Sailor in it. In whatever
Yes.
you do. Sounds great. I can't wait. She loves yoga, so I'm sure it'll be a good fit, and mindfulness, please. Yes, all the things. So I love this for you. And
Mm,
yeah, I just allow yourself to be the creator, right? You get to be the creator in your business. That's why we do this, to create
mhm.
new forms that work for us and serve others. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Thank you so much, Brianna.
you're
Thank you.
welcome.